have the game one kind of disappointment there, and then for game two you opt to pull the 4 returning starters and go with a pretty freshman heavy lineup in game two. What were some of those talks like in between those 2 games?
Just the game doesn't discriminate on age, and the game doesn't owe you anything. The game says this is how you're supposed to play it. You pound the ball in the strike zone, you make plays on defense, and then offensively, which is a tough offensive game, but there's a right way to compete in the batter's box. There's a right way to run the bases, and so we just felt like we had to go with some fresh, young, new blood, play with that joy, play with that energy, play with that enthusiasm, and two freshmen on the mound and a bunch of young guys running around the field, and it turns out okay for us.
And obviously there was a lot to like from game two. What were some of your biggest takeaways, whether it be pitching, hitting, whatever, from some of the young guys that you played in that second game?
Just play the game the right way. It's not always going to go in your favor, but with the talent we have and the work ethic and the toughness, if we play the game the right way, we got a chance to come out on top. And that's what's so frustrating. We hadn't played the game well enough, the first week of the season. So my hope is we learn and we grow, and a couple guys are able to hit the reset button and come out and help us play better baseball.
As you look forward to tomorrow, with how good the youngsters were today, are you anticipating continuing to run those guys out?
That's a good one. I'll sleep on it. It's healthy to have competition. Let's put it that way. As I've learned a long time ago, when you're coaching amateurs, we say be professional, but they're amateurs, and the best thing for amateurs is competition. The best thing is knowing there's a guy next to me. What made the Jeters and the Bradys and the great ones was they were afraid someone was going to take their job. They never rested on how good or great they were. So we've got some competition and we've got some depth, but we need them all. I mean, we're not trying to bury anybody or crown anybody the chosen one. It's just show up, man. Show up ready to compete, and when you get a chance to be in the lineup, just play the game the right way.
After that last game, you pulled a few of your leaders aside and you talked to them in the outfield for quite a while. Obviously, you don't have to sell what exactly you said to them, but what was the overall message to those guys?
Well, similar to what we've been talking about. Just there's a right way to play the game, and there's a wrong way or average way or selfish way or however you want to call it. It's like the eye in the sky don't lie, right? As they say in football, and we've got video, and we'll go through a lot of game notes tomorrow, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we do it, amongst ourselves. We do it within the family. We don't do it to show anybody up, but we're going to make it clear. I thought we've made it clear, and when you're in the program as long as you've been, I don't know how it's not clear how to play the game the right way and how not to play the game the right way. But I'm not here to bury anybody or anything like that. But when you don't play the game the right way, you lose. And that's why we got off to a tough start this year.
We talked to Matt Klein for a second. Can you assess, how good he was today, getting to play a little catcher, play a little first base, 4 for 5 between the 2 games with a couple walks? I mean, just seems like he's just, even coming off an injury, come out of the gates, having a fantastic start to the year.
Yeah, it's obviously what he went through as a freshman was very frustrating because he was playing good. He had good numbers in a short season. We really suffered, when we lost those catchers. So I'm happy for him that he's, healthy enough to be playing. But it's always been a very good approach in the batter's box. He's got a chance to be a high average guy. Power will come and all that stuff, but. And I guess today you got glimpses of a Dalton Rushing, where a kid can catch and play first, and we need that versatility right now. So I'm just happy for him, especially when you go through an injury like he went through. And but great kid, and he works hard, and really, as we say, respects the game and shows up ready to play.
What did you think of the 2 starting pitchers that played today? Gongora had a pretty good start before the command kind of fell off a little bit in his final 2 innings, and then Parker Detmers comes in and he looks pretty good the first few innings.
Yeah, that's I guess 4 quality starts, right, in 5 games. I hate it for Gongora because he's pitching well enough for us to win. We're not doing enough around him, which like I said, I hate it for the kid because usually when you run out there game one, you're seeing the other team's best, and there's a fine line, and we're not doing enough to come away with the W's. But 2 quality starts for him, and then Parker Detmers. You don't want to make a big deal about it, but I'm proud that the 2 freshmen today ran out there aggressive in the strike zone. I think some older guys could probably, just like older position players, there's older pitchers that, man, just be aggressive in the strike zone. Trust your stuff. I mean, you wear this uniform and you work hard and you got talent. So my hope is we just learn. You got to learn and grow. You don't arrive week 1 of the year, and we've obviously put ourselves in a little bit of a hole, but nothing we can do about that other than come out and play good baseball Saturday and Sunday.
As you look forward to the rest of the weekend, you talked a little bit after the game on Wednesday about, maybe they were just pressing a little bit and, finally getting the W this evening. Do you think that might just kind of relieve some pressure a little bit and allow them to relax, hopefully?
I mean, you hope. But pressure is when you're selfish. Pressure is when you make it about yourself. Pressure is when you're just kind of doing your own thing, like when you're playing for your teammates and you're playing for your brothers and you're just trying to be a part of something special. It shouldn't be so tight. That's when the joy comes. That's when you're having fun and you're happy. But this game, no one's immune from this game getting. Like I said, I'm not here to bury anybody. This game will beat you down. I mean, it's and these kids work extremely hard and they want it so bad sometimes that they just gotta, do your job, right? The Tom Brady, Belichick, just do your job. Just do your job. Respect the game and play the game the right way, and help this team, help this program win.
And last for me, you mentioned trying to play the game the right way. In that first game where after the offense had, the hot start and kind of taper off a little bit, were guys just not taking disciplined at bats, trying to do too much? Why do you think that they kind of slowed down there?
It's a little bit. I call it throwing away at bats. We've had a tendency to throw away some at bats the last couple weeks. We've missed a sign or two. We poor base running again. Has been a common theme in the first week of the season, and it's just for someone who doesn't have a lot of patience, and I feel like I do in baseball. Man, when older guys don't run the bases the right way, man, that's frustrating. It's hard for me to accept, and I don't know how they would accept it as older players. So, like I said, man, just learn and grow and play a complete game. We always say play the game, not the score. So I was really proud of that young group, man. They could have shut it down. And it's not easy necessarily to pitch when the score's like that. But, man, give that young group a lot of credit, man. They played a 7-inning game. I'm not going to say perfect, but, man, they played it pretty darn good. They didn't throw away any at-bats. You saw quality at-bats. You saw guys making plays. You saw pitchers being aggressive in the zone. Man, I hope we take a page out of that book and try to bring that to tomorrow.
Actually, I'll add one more from me. You mentioned the base running. As someone who throughout your career has prided himself on your program's ability to run the bases and be aggressive and steal bases and whatnot, how surprising is it that the base running over the first couple weeks has been so lackadaisical?
Yeah, it's very surprising. Like I said, it's just something we take pride in our program, and as we always say, getting these guys ready for the next level, it's been something we've hung our hat on. That, when our guys leave this program and they get in the pro ball, it's something that we feel like they're ahead of the game. Nothing against high school kids or any other college programs, but we spend a lot of time on running the bases the right way. And as the game's starting to revert back to that being a little more important now, and because of not as many home runs and not allowed to shift, and you don't have to hit it over them, like speed, stealing bases, just running the base the right way, man, it's something we take so much pride in, and it helps these guys when they cross the line into pro ball. So, but they know I'm not one to shy away. I address things as soon as they happen. Game notes are a staple in our program. and tomorrow morning, man, we'll have the video, and we'll run through the game notes, and we'll address those shortcomings. So, but like anything else, it's the more you address and the more you make it a topic of discussion, they could get a little tight. And I don't think our jumps are great right now, stealing bases. We're not. If you came out here in those first 3 weekends of scrimmages, it was like you couldn't stop us. I mean, you didn't matter. You could not stop us. But we're just, but that happens when you don't put up a bunch of crooked numbers and it's all these close games. And so hopefully the more we play, the more comfortable we get.
Matt, heck of a day today. Get to do a little bit of everything, a little catching, a little first base. Heck of a day at the plate. Can you just kind of assess your feelings after the entirety of the day?
It's just good to get the team over the hump, good to get on board, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Any preference for you on what you like a little better? I mean, definitely can't be catching every day and coming off the injury and everything, but how do you like each position individually?
I like both perfectly fine. I just want to be in the spot that's the best for the team and helps us win the most games.
And can you tell me a little bit about what you're looking for at the plate? I mean, a huge day, 4 for 5, couple walks. I mean, your bat was big today, and you've been hitting all year. I mean, they got to keep you in the lineup hitting like that. What are you looking for, and what are you seeing up there?
I'm just trying to trust my eyes and trust my hands and keep going with the training that we've had and keep doing the things we're doing.
Any assessment on what it was like to be out there with all the young guys in the second game, just kind of getting some of these guys their first action out there and kind of being a part of that as a sophomore, just how that is for all you guys as a team to kind of, be the ones that kind of push you over the edge and get you in the win column today?
It was great to see them get their jitters out and just kind of relax a little bit, and hopefully they'll help us keep pushing this team forward.
Awesome.
Matt, kind of going off of that, what was the reaction from some of you guys in the dugout after seeing Coach Mack pull all the 4 returning seniors from the lineup after Game 1 for Game 2?
We were excited to see some new guys and see what they could do, because we know to be a good team you have to have freshmen that can compete and can help the team win. So it was great to see what they could do.
Awesome. Thank you.